Now to Kevin Spacey and Michael Shannon. The two star as President Nixon and Elvis Presley in Elvis and Nixon, taking us inside their 1970 meeting. This shot of them is the most requested photo in the National Archives. And I recently got to sit down with the stars. Here's a look at their new movie.
Communists and the left-wingers are clinging to one another because they're trying to destroy us, Elvis.
I know, sir. Good, honest Americans. They hate us.
They don't hate us, Elvis. They hate what we stand for.
And so happy to have Kevin Spacey and Michael Shannon with us this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So this is the untold story of that famous photo. What happened between Elvis and Nixon?
One of the things that really drew me to the script, actually, is that even though this is based on a real event, the meeting between them is completely mysterious. I mean, there's no document of it, there's no recording of it. So it's both a real event and a completely imagined event.
It had to have been a huge undertaking. I know you all are both incredible actors, but to play such larger-than-life, real people.
Yeah, I think both Michael and I really wanted to approach it in a way that it wasn't like we were going to do impressions of these characters. So what I tried to do was just sort of find an essence of what was sort of Nixonian. So I listened to a lot of tapes so that I could hear what he was like in private more than what he was like in public.
What were your impressions of that?
That he swore like a bat out of hell.
And Michael, we know all about the Elvis impersonators. What'd you learn about him?
The thing I was most surprised about is his deeply spiritual nature. You know, I think a lot of times with the impersonations and whatnot, it leads you to a very superficial view of Elvis. But he was actually a deep thinker, and he read a lot of books that I was surprised to find out he was into.
What was it like when the two of you first saw each other in costume?
It was pretty remarkable. I mean, we had to start with the Oval Office scene.
Did you laugh at all?
We both didn't want to disrespect these characters and to play them with a certain seriousness, but there were a couple of times when we were shooting and Michael would do something that was so brilliantly Elvis-like, and I didn't expect it at all, that I completely lost it. I mean, I think there was a couple of times where I did something that was very Nixon-like, and he lost it. So there were a couple of times where we definitely lost it, but we tried very hard to keep a straight face.
And Kevin, you know, here we are in the Oval Office again. It seems like you just can't get away from playing presidents. What's more interesting, playing an actual president and what may have happened, and then this made-up president? And do you ever slip? I would be afraid I'd slip into that southern drawl if I were you, like Frank Underwood.
No, what's interesting is the set we used in our film was the West Wing Oval Office, and the set we use in House of Cards is a completely new Oval Office that we built, so it's not actually the same room. And I hope that when people see me in an Oval Office set in this movie, they won't think of Frank Underwood, and I hope when they see me as Frank Underwood, they won't think of Nixon.
Well, it's an incredible film. Thank you both for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You bet.